Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. A very festive edition of our AMA. Given the fact that the year is winding down and we've had such large releases in the past couple of weeks and so much going on, I think it should be quite an interesting edition this week. As most of you know as well, to get everybody into the Christmas spirit, we have a expanded quiz and expanded prizes for that as well. And hopefully we can get some good insights and updates from our colleagues in Cherish and Seedling as well. And Herman is here, of course, to update us about the state of the project. Thought I'd briefly just let you guys know that although we had planned to have an ecosystem AMA with one of the projects that is building on Cherry, this week we, because of some of the goings on in the core update of the project, we decided to put that off till next week because there's lots of interesting and important things that should be discussed this week. So I believe that Herman, our CEO, is here to join me. I think if he's connected. Are you there, Herman?
Yes. Thank you, Owen. And welcome, everyone. I'll keep my update short, not so much because there's not a ton to talk about, but rather it's Christmas. I think I've bored you guys enough over the past year. And as Owen said, we do have some pretty cool activities plans, including a quiz. So to summarize last week's updates, after about 6 months, probably 8 months of planning and work, finally the relay chain upgrade has been released on mainnet. It had been live on testnet about 5 months before that, 5 weeks before that. We had bounty. Many of you participated in. You all should receive rewards for that. Of those who were nominated, nothing major was uncovered, though of course some last minute optimizations were made. The update is tagged complete. There's some last minute GitHub stuff that we just need to clean up the repository, let's say from keys, make sure that all the naming conventions are done just right. Nothing functional, of course, but before everything gets reconciled and released on our main public repository. In the meanwhile, those of you who want to spin up a node, you can do that. The documentation is updated. The validator set as of Sunday is complete. We're now back to 5, and within the first few weeks of January, we'll be expanding that to 7, with perhaps an option to increase it even further, either within that same update or a few weeks thereafter. What does this mean for you? So first of all, you should perhaps switch your devices off for a week or so and enjoy the festivities, while confident that the team here at Cherry continues building. It builds valuable software. It innovates. We spent an incredible amount of time getting this update out, and so for one, I think everybody should at least rejoice in that. We're prepared to endure any market circumstance. Frankly, we don't really care, and rather we'll take this opportunity of, let's say, decreased activity in other aspects to continue building and doubling down on things that really we excel in, which is building blockchain products, core softer for the benefits of all. When eventually things do pick up again, I'm sure the many developers who will join our ecosystem, then following the trends and so forth, will come to enjoy them too. So that's quite broad. More specifically, what can you expect? So staking is once again active. You can go ahead and stake. I think there was an issue with the bridge. Mostly, it was identified that was an infrastructure node being lagging behind. That should be fixed either today. I mean, either already is or within a few hours. So yes, staking. In case you guys missed it, maybe we'll make an update about this. Owen, please remind me. All balances that were previously staking in the prior or in the state of the chain prior to the upgrade, so prior to Wednesday, have been released. So your accounts are no longer nominated or staking. If you want to stake again, you'll have to redo the entire procedure. If you forgot, just consult our documentation. We'll probably make a post and reference that again. More generally, for those who are interested in EVM compatibility, that's also forthcoming. Parachains work. We have been testing that at some length. Within a few weeks, we're probably looking at January first week. Do give some leeway to the developers who've done a great job. Perhaps one or two will be going on holidays. I don't really want to blame anyone there, but anyway, the EVM compatibility parachain will be in line on testnets probably within 2 or 3 weeks, and 2 weeks after that, I'm quite confident we'll get our own mainnet. It's again been a process that we've been developing it for months, so there's nothing new. It's nothing that we're rushing now. We're doing this very methodically. We're not doing EVM just for the sake of it, and then it breaks. Rather, I think we're doing it for the right reasons and in a thoughtful and appropriate way. Once we do get it, EVM, I think I'll defer to the many conversations we had about that to answer the question. Okay, what does that mean for you? In short, Solidity smart contracts can be deployed. Interchain communication becomes so much more easy because many of the main logic chains, let's call them that, like Ethereum, Binance Chain, to some degree Tron, Polygon, Phantom, etc. They all have this core virtual machine system in common. And so what that means is that Cherry, which does not support that natively, we have our own virtual machine that is based roughly on Parity's substrate / Polkadot. We will now support it, and either smart contracts deployed on these other chains or more directly system calls within these chains would be more interoperable, more trustless. Let's say that communication would be when communicating with Chair. So that's it. That's what to expect over the next few weeks. With that, I think this is the last update we'll have before Christmas. So happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah. I don't know if there's other religions involved here, but I guess it's more generally a period of festivities. If you don't care about that, happy New Year's. But I think we'll have a new occasion to tell you about that, or to wish you that next day in May. Thank you all. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Herman. Very exciting stuff, and very enthusiastic news about EVM compatibility also being brought to the network and the mainnet within just a few short weeks. So as we've said before many times, we've tremendous trust and faith in our developer competences and our developers' and it's great to see them continue to churn out at a really impressive rate all of these major milestones and updates. So that's very, very encouraging. So thank you very much for that, Herman. And I'm sure everyone wishes you a happy Christmas in return. For my part, I think there's a couple of things that I want to follow up with the community in a moment. So bear with me now. I believe our colleague John has placed the slides or just the bullet points that we wanted to run over in the chat already, I believe. So I'm just going to proceed. So first and foremost, I have written down basically what Herman has referred to, that the layer 0 itself is a pretty important jump forward for the project, but it involves lots of different aspects of kind of technological progress. So I saw a question in the chat that I think I can cover myself. I'm going to have a look actually now to see if there's any questions for Herman. I don't think there were any specific to Herman. There was a question from Jose Maria regarding layer 0. There are competitors like layer 0, and why should we choose the Cherry chain instead? What gives us a competitive advantage over them? Well, I mean, aside from whatever competitive advantages we might have over them, I'm not that familiar with that project, but I have heard of it before. We're not really particularly in the exact same subdomain as they are, but and all due respect to them, their name is not really, if I made a blockchain project and I called it blockchain, that wouldn't necessarily mean that it was the best blockchain. So I think that's a simple way to explain that. Just because they're called layer 0 doesn't mean that they have too much to do with Cherry being a layer 0. Or if I made a computer brand, a computer chain, a make of computers called Computer, that wouldn't necessarily mean that they're better than Microsoft and Apple, etc. So I think that kind of covers that. Anyway, but thanks for your question. It's a relevant question. Other questions that we saw, there was another question that I've seen a few times already that we've answered quite a few times from Stephen. What are the things you have to win over the competitors with? And I suppose we've kind of gone into detail about this in many AMAs in the past. We're a very technically focused and technically minded project. We kind of eschew the focus on hype and selling that a lot of blockchain projects, we believe, fall into, which we don't think is a very particularly sustainable way to go about things. I would say that sustainability is business sustainability is one of the things that we emphasize very strongly, and I think that we're in a better position more long term than many other, including quite major projects, are. So I think that those would be the two most relevant things that I would mention in terms of our competitive advantage. Daniel there just asked a question about the ecosystem projects launching that were mentioned last AMA. And I think Ronald had the question about this as well. So it's a very, very small reason why we can't publish the details and launch these projects, and it pretty much comes down to nothing to do with the project itself. It's just a marketing social media issue that we're just trying to get the social media accounts for those two set up. Everything is ready to go. We have the marketing materials ready to push them out, but it's just a question of trying to find. Yeah, we're in negotiations about getting the right social media handles for those. because, as you know, the name of your project is quite important, as it's seen on social media. So unfortunately, that has kind of dragged out the last few days when we wanted to have it done last week. I'm hoping that it will be done this week by the end of the work week, ideally, because it's just a very small thing that I can't announce these things yet until we get this kind of tucked away. So it's a huge priority of ours, and we're going as fast as we can. Sorry for the further delay of a couple of days, but it's really, everything is in place. We're just waiting for a couple of things to be resolved before we can push that out. That takes me to the next point in the slides, which is regarding the ecosystem review and tracker. Herman mentioned this, and I've spoken about it before. But given the fact that the year is wrapping up, we want to give you guys, as I've mentioned in the past, a greater level of oversight and kind of 360 view of what's going on in the project, because although you guys have a lot of enthusiasm and faith in the project, we want to be able to share as much of the progress with you as possible, as soon as possible, in as clear a way as possible. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to throw this up in the next few days. It's just going to be a way for you guys to visualize and get an idea of where things are. As we've said a few times over the past few months, the downturn in the market and the kind of collapse of some aspects of the market hasn't actually damaged our ecosystem too much. It has slowed matters down to some extent, which I think that you'll all be able to understand, given the amount of projects that have folded and are currently folding as we speak. We're still lucky enough to be able to say that all of our partners and incubated projects are still chugging along well, but they're, given the liquidity crunch and given the uncertainty in the crypto and financial markets, some of them have been slowed down. But nevertheless, we are still very proud of how we've done so far this year. We've already started working with the same number of projects. I think maybe like a handful that we said we would be working with by the end of the year. Despite the significant turmoil in the industry. So within the next week, I'm hoping before New Year's, we'll have those projects that Daniel mentioned launched, and we'll also have the increased transparency and information resources regarding our ecosystem launched as well. If it's not before New Year's, then it will be very, very early in January, in the first few days of January. So that's just a way that we have to kind of reward our community for the kind of faith that they've put in us. Now it's an exciting time for the project because we can start to reveal some of the details of what's actually going on behind the scenes. So very exciting times altogether. I also wanted to mention that we have been looking at now that the first signs of a thaw in the freeze of the crypto market. Not to belabor the metaphor too much, it seems like things might start to heat up pretty soon. And as we've said many times, that is the best time to try and expand, to develop the business side of things, and to increase the reach of Cherry. And that means that, assuming there is an uptick, or in anticipation for an uptick in the state of the market in crypto, we're going to start rolling out new marketing plans, which we're currently working on kind of polishing off. I'll be able to speak about them in more depth and give you some interesting details about them, hopefully next week in the AMA. The last thing I wanted to mention was, yes, next week, that will be the start of the ecosystem AMAs, I'm hoping. I'm 90% sure that it was supposed to happen the last two times, but with everything that was going on in the Layer 0 rollout and the availability of some of these ecosystem people that are lined up, we weren't able to get them on the phone for the AMAs. But I'm hoping that we will be able next week. I'm hoping that we will also have the ecosystem tracker, etc., that I just spent a few minutes talking about. That will be up as well. And also the two ecosystem projects that we have waiting in the wings will hopefully be ready to push out way before then, hopefully this week actually. So that's more or less everything from my side. I think I'm going to hand it over to either Marvin or Diego, whoever wants to jump on quicker.
Hello.
Go for it, Diego.
Yeah.
Hey, Diego, go ahead.
Hello, guys. Happy to be here another week, another Wednesday. Today, and as always, we will start with the usual update about projects. Following last week's update, we covered and we talked about the pre-sale market situation. This week, the Seedling team actually got in contact with many of other project leaders in the space. We have multitude of deal flows and keep close contact with many essential, from angel investors, strong VCs, including many business analysts of different projects, both launchpads and early stage projects looking for funding. And we discussed with them, it seems, we are all thinking the same thing. We believe we are sitting in the same spot as we mentioned last week. The Seedling team has actually decided to maintain our line with our engaging with only high level projects. We are sure that there are very good possibilities out there, and if we look back at history, many projects, many hidden gems that capitalized in the bull market a year ago had their birth during our last bear market or last winter market. So it's definitely very interesting to keep an eye on these opportunities. And I think, and we all think Seedling has demonstrated that we are here to follow up with this kind of projects, especially looking at the latest ones. Secondly, we are having our latest look before pushing the whole campaign we have been talking about for the last few weeks, which was set a bit on the side due to the setting up of the consulting side and engaging on this side. I'm not sure how much I can say or announce as of yet. As you all know, we are collaborating with a big company for the making of the video and carefully considering how each part should develop. We are also in contact with external groups and communities in order to help us push and promote this initiative, especially to actually show all these people why Seedling is so undervalued, right? So this will mainly be a push to reach all those pre-sale hunters that don't know about Seedling and make them understand our real value, and in a very quick and easy way. And also remember those that might be maybe put off by the market, how Seedling operates and the value behind our platform and operations in comparison to the rest. I mean, most of us understand that there should be absolutely no reason to at least have a look at why Seedling could provide a perfect platform with very low barriers to entry to enter into this difficult early stage venture market. And then finally, to not keep everyone on for a long time, I just wanted to remember everyone, both retail side, but also on the mainly professionals who also develop solutions in this market, that we are engaging, as I said, and very active on our consulting side. We're very happy about how this is coming along. I think Owen is also very, very happy about this. We have engaged with a lot of projects, with even some community members coming up with some cool ideas. I feel very happy to see people that they do want to engage with the Cherry chain and the consulting side, and therefore happy for us to support them and from our side in Seedling too. And that's all. Just on a last note, we did update the Cherry University recently. I just wanted to quickly give an overview. I definitely think that the university is a great free tool that everyone should be able to profit from. We know information is key, and from the Seedling side, at least, it is essential to understand as much as possible to have a proper diligence on the projects you want to contribute. We believe the more you know, the better and more informed your decision to participate on a contribution or not will be. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all. Wish you all the best in the following Christmas days, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Diego. Very exciting things going on there, and as well with regards to the other things that we're working on from a Cherry Labs perspective. So that was awesome. Thank you, Diego. Next, we will have Marv, I believe. And yes. Marv will tell us about how things are going in Cherish.
Very wise words from Diego there at the end. Hey guys, I'm Marv from Cherish. You guys probably know me already by now. So for Cherish, we are still in a very exciting period running up to the launch of Cherish, as our main focus right now is platform testing. and updating feature sets. So we've implemented a bunch of features into Cherish already on the test website, but we're continuously grinding the gears to make sure that everything is polished and smooth for when it comes out. So there's still quite a few barriers that we have to, or mountains we have to climb up on, and things we need to fix and implement. But it is going very smoothly, and we're making rapid progress. Then, of course, you have to integrate with the Cherry chain for storage, with the Cherish Relay chain. So there's a lot of stuff still to do, but everything's going quite smoothly. Then we have the third part of Coleidi's Creator Insider interview that's being published right now. I urge you guys to check it out. It's really interesting to see the creator's view on social media, technology, and how this impacts their way of creating and living, really. So definitely check that guys out and get inside the mind of Coleidi Sofa. Then we're looking to do a virtual creator exhibit early next year, which would be really exciting, where all of you guys can join in and join a virtual exhibition to see some of the art that the creators who have onboarded with Cherish have made. So that'll be really exciting. Then we will be updating you guys with Cherish update number 6 next week, most likely, and then then you guys be up to date about everything at Cherish. Then finally, I think most of you have seen it already in chat in Owen's last announcement. We have been making Cherry merch, over the last few months. This is a quite work intensive project, so we are very excited to go and showcase this to you guys. And most of them, I think you guys can win some of the prizes already today, but I'll leave that over to Owen to explain that right now. So you guys have an amazing holidays, and I'll talk to you guys next week or through Telegram announcements.
Hi guys. So as Marvin was explaining, we're going to kind of explain how the quiz itself is going to work. I'm just going to check for any more questions at the moment. Ife, the quiz will be taking place here, and we can only stream on YouTube because Telegram updated they're streaming something or other. I don't know anything about this, but they we can't stream the audio from a different app or something. We'll have it sorted for next week, but we had no foresight about this, so we weren't able. That's why nobody can listen in on the Telegram chat. But the quiz itself will happen on the Telegram chat in about 2 or 3 minutes. So okay, I'm going to explain how this goes. Okay, so we have the normal prizes. That's $50 for the winner, $30 for second place, and $20 for third place. We also have merchandise. So top prize is hoodie, hat, and t-shirt. Second prize is t-shirt and hat. This is subject to me clarifying this because I think I forgot the details. But listen, you'll get the drift of what we're giving out. So the first prize is hoodie, cap, t-shirt. Second prize is t-shirt and cap. Third prize is cap, and we'll shoot it out to you, obviously, so you can pick it up, or we'll send it to wherever you want. Now, if you come first, you can choose whichever of the prizes you want. If you come second, you can choose whichever of the prizes that are left that you want, and so on and so on. So the first person, if they pick that they want the big merch package, then the second person can pick either the top prize for the cash, or they can pick the merchandise or whatever. So it just means that if somebody has no strong interest in the money, because the merchandise is worth more, but if they would prefer the merch, then they can get the merch. If they prefer the cash, then they get the cash. So that way everybody's happy. The quiz is going to be 20 questions. 10 of them will be focused on Cherry, 5 will be focused on Cherish, and the other 5 will be focused on Seedling. It'll take a while. We're not going to stay on the call. We're just going to have our very capable colleague John will be shooting out the questions to you guys in the chat there in a couple of moments. And yeah, as I said, it's 20 questions, so it'll go on for quite a while. Don't leave after 5 questions. You're not going to win anything then. So yeah, I think that's everything. We've gone over everything that we needed to. So we'll probably start with the quiz now in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to check again to see if I got the just going to check that I got the quiz or so it's cap, shirt, and hoodie for first place, cap and shirt for second, and a cap for third. And I think we can offer people a choice in terms of which kind of caps they want and which kind of hoodies they want. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So, yeah, they look really good. We've got lots of different colors of each. And we're just going to get started now. Enough dilly-dallying. I see Maria is typing. The quiz is going to, or the chat is going to be muted now in 2 minutes. So if you want to ask a question or something, I would advise you to do it immediately. Otherwise, we're going to kick this off in about 2 minutes. Okay. Yep. Just go for it, John. Okay. So the chat will be frozen in a couple of minutes for the duration of the quiz. I, for my part, would like to wish everyone in the Cherry team, all of our partners, and of course all the community, a very blessed Christmas and a very relaxing time with your friends and family or whatever you're up to. I hope that you have a nice festive season. And if I don't speak to you between now and New Year's, then have a very, very happy New Year as well. And I'm sure that we'll speak to you very early in the new year about all the exciting things that are going on in Cherry and in your own lives, because we like to have a chat and hear about what you guys are up to as well. At this point, we're probably could consider each other friends in many cases. So I hope that you all have fun and a nice relaxing time over Christmas. We will, as Herman said, have the same AMA, no rest for the wicked. We'll be at it again next Wednesday at the same time. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to run over some of the more interesting things that I mentioned in the last few minutes with regards to the ecosystem. We'll hopefully have that ready to go for you guys in the break between Christmas and New Year's next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Okay, so without any more messing, let's get straight into the quiz. I think that John is going to freeze the chat and we'll get rolling. So again, guys, have a happy Christmas and enjoy the time off. And I'll talk to you guys in the next couple of days. And very best of luck with the quiz as well.